Our speaker today comes with a very timely topic. We've all known and loved him forever, it seems like. He's been in the position for over 15 years. The chairman of the Northwestern Oklahoma State University homecoming festivities is with us, Dr. David Pecha.
Thank you. It's always nice to get out and visit with all the civic clubs, and certainly a pleasure to come and see a lot of happy faces in the room and great folks that help make not only homecoming successful for the community, but really everything that you guys do throughout the year. And certainly at the university, we appreciate everything that happens within this community. Just share with you a few highlights about what is coming up over the next few days, and I historically remember you guys have raised a lot of questions, so I'll leave time at the end to answer any of the questions that you might have. Our homecoming committee really works year-round, and most people don't realize that. They think we just pull up to the week of homecoming and things happen. But we have about 17 members that are part of our core committee that really, throughout the year, work in their various departments or various activities. Many of those committees members and also have subcommittees. For instance, Cinderella has a whole group that works behind the scenes in addition to the main steering committee. We are independent from the university's funding, meaning that homecoming is self-sufficient based on money that we bring in. We have a budget of about $24,000 a year. Over the years, we've added to that as we add more attractions and more events. And really, we have funding from that comes from only two sources. One is the sale of the homecoming buttons, and if you don't have yours, I do have some with me today. And then we do charge, for people that don't have a button, we do charge admission to the Cinderella Talent and the Cinderella Pageant. So those are the two sources of funding. We also do receive about $7,000 a year from Share Trust, which is not part of that $24,000 budget. And that is used to offset the high school bands that come in and participate in the parade and stay for the mass bands, and I'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So as always, if you see some of the members of the Share Trust, thank them for their continued support of Northwestern's homecoming, because they've supported that activity for many, many years. The button sales, if you have been around Alba for a while, you know that the buttons have been a big part of our history. We've always had a button, and many people collect those buttons, and they go back decades and decades. In addition to letting you in to the three main events of homecoming, which will be the talent for Cinderella on Thursday, the pageant on Friday, and then the Ranger football game on Saturday, you have many local merchants that have put up discounts or offer discounts if you wear your button into their business. And what we have found is there are some people that want to support homecoming, aren't necessarily concerned about the game or the pageant. They certainly take advantage of those discounts that those merchants offer. So as you see the merchants that are participating, they have signs in the windows or they have a button, thank them also for their support of Northwestern and for their support of homecoming. There's also one more incentive. If you look close at each button, there is a number on the button. They're numerically numbered. And we will start drawing at the first quarter of the game. You do have to be present to win, but you could win 500 chamber bucks if we pull your lucky number out of the hat. So you need to listen carefully. Once your number is called, you have 10 minutes to meet Karen Kane up by the concession stand. We'll verify your button, and then we'll give you your $500 chamber bucks. If there's not a winner after 10 minutes, we'll draw another number. So another great incentive to have. If you don't use it for anything else, you have a chance to win that $500 in chamber bucks. Also supporting Northwestern, we have the t-shirts. John brought on the alumni, Foundation Alumni Office is selling the souvenir t-shirts. Each year we change the design slightly, and they're $10 and $12.
$12 for one, $10 for more than one, 10 apiece, and then $15 for 2XL and that size.
We still have lots available, still for sale.
Yes, you can.
Mentioned, I'll just kind of quickly go over the schedule for those of you that may have either forgotten kind of what happens or some things that we've added this year, because it is an action-packed 3 days. Thursday we start with the Cinderella talent. The girls come in all day Thursday and do rehearsals. They have lunch with the president at her house, and then that evening in Harrod Hall at 7:30 is the Cinderella talent. Also this year we have soccer, volleyball, and football as part of our athletic events. As part of homecoming, the Rangers soccer team will play at 6 p.m. at the rec park on Thursday, so you have a chance to see that and slip up to Harrod Hall for the talent. Friday at noon, we have Rally Around the Ranger, where we have a free feed for all of our students and any alumni and visitors that want to come up. A little pep rally to get things kicked off. We have at 6 p.m. that night, the volleyball team will play in Percival Fieldhouse. The alumni baseball game, they rehearse at 6:30, then they have their official game at 7:30, followed by hamburgers and hot dogs. And then the Cinderella pageant itself will kick off at 8 o'clock, and we'll crown Miss Cinderella that night. And of course, Saturday is the action-packed day, starting with the Ranger Run at 8 a.m. downtown. The alumni tent is set up with free coffee and donuts. The parade is at 10 o'clock that morning, and I'll talk a little more about some of the festivities involved with that. We have at noon at the rec park, we'll have the soccer team will play again. They're playing Southern Nazarene. Also at noon at Percival Fieldhouse, the volleyball ladies are firing back up, so we have 2 sporting events at the same time. The alumni band will start rehearsing at 2. The mass bands perform at 3:30 on Ranger Field. Then at 4 o'clock, the Rangers kick off against East Central for the finale of homecoming with our Ranger game. A few things just to kind of give you some information on numbers. Well, let me back up. We always, each year, in addition to soliciting a theme for homecoming, we always ask for nominations for parade marshal. And we're given a lot of great recommendations, a lot of deserving people that are in that mix. This year, the committee chose Dr. David Boland. Many of you may remember he's been in Alva since he retired. Was a faculty member in our taught chemistry at Northwestern for years and years. Was a department chair. On his retirement, he spent a lot of times at athletic events. If you're at any of the Ranger games, you normally see David and Emily there. So they will kick off as a parade marshal for our parade Saturday morning. The Cinderella, we have 19 girls in the pageant this year. That's the same number that we had last year, up about 3 from 2 years ago. So we're excited to have those girls and their families on campus for Thursday and Friday of that pageant. The bands on Saturday, I have to laugh. We have Seth is our new band director this year, and he was emailing me last night that there was a high school that missed the deadline and still wanted to participate. Could they? And of course, absolutely anybody who wants to participate, we're not going to turn them away. But we're at 19 schools that plan to participate. We were 16 last year, so we're up 3, so we're excited about that. If all of the band members show up, we should have about 956 people in the parade from all those 19 schools, which is great. And about 630 of those folks will stay and participate in the mass bands at 3:30 on Ranger Field. So we have t-shirts for all those students that participate, and we look at that as a great recruiting opportunity. I mean, what a great time to get up here to the parade. We feed them lunch as part of the money the Sheriff Trust gives us. We let them spend some time on campus, and then they certainly get to be on Ranger Field and take part in that, so we're excited about that. The Ranger Run continues to grow every year. This year, pre-registered, we have 27 for the 5K run and 8 for the fun run. Don't panic, most people sign up that morning. Comparison last year, there were 98 that participated in the 5K and 33 in the fun run. So most of those numbers will come in Saturday morning, and certainly we won't turn anybody away that morning that wants to run the Ranger Run. Float interest is up again this year. We have officially 12 floats that have entered that are in one of the categories. And then we have kind of a miscellaneous category of floats/something that will participate that won't necessarily be judged. We've got 4 in that category, and we had 16 in that category last year. So right now we're even. What we found are some floats sometimes come out of the woodwork, which is great. We don't necessarily know they're going to be part of the parade, but they are, and we appreciate that. I can assure you, with this being an election year, we will be visited by a number of politicians. And again, as long as everything's in good taste, we allow them to be part of our parade. And we have all of our athletic teams that either aren't participating or aren't out of town. Those team members will be walking through the parade. The last 2 or 3 years, we've gotten probably the most positive comments from the community, especially from the young children who see those athletes walking through the parade and are able to high-five them or visit with them, or maybe even hand out candy. So our athletic program has taken a very active commitment to having those team members walk in the parade. So we will let them take part in that. The question I know I will get asked, so I'll answer it ahead of time. What about rain? Depending on what weather station you listen to and what day it is, that forecast seems to change. We will have a parade. We will only delay it if there is lightning. If there is rain or showers, we will still have the parade. Some of us were visiting ahead of time. I can remember when we've had a parade with snowflakes before. We've certainly had mist before a parade, but I'm going to be optimistic that we'll have good weather Saturday morning, and if it rains, it'll be after the football game's over with. With that, I will open up to any questions that you guys might have, something I didn't cover or something that I covered that maybe wasn't clear about homecoming. Sure, somebody has some question.
Southeastern, what's their football record?
I do not know. I should, but I don't. And actually, we play East Central. If I said Southeastern, I'm sorry. East Central is who we play for. We could probably look at the Ranger website, will show us what the team schedules are, what records are. So, I'll jump up real quick. Arden?
It is indeed a great recruiting opportunity for the university, but it's also good economic development for our local merchants and our restaurants, and people buy gas and spend the night, so it helps our tourism tax as well and our sales tax revenue. So if we don't have a large turnout, you guys get out and spend some money.
Yeah, if you look at it, and certainly in my profession, I do look constantly at economic elements. But if you think about that, you have almost 1,000 high school students here. If you look around, those buses will make stops at merchants here in town. And all those, what I can tell you is the college student may be broke, but those high school students apparently always have mom and dad's Visa card, debit card, credit card, and everything else, because they do seem to spend money. And if you check, our hotels are usually all filled up that weekend. So it is a great economic impact, and I think it's a chance for the community to put our best face on, and we always do every year. You know, welcome back those alums, welcome back those visitors, and the thing that we're always astonished by every year as somebody makes a comment is they're just amazed at how the community comes together to make homecoming such a family and a community event. If they're not from Alva, or they haven't been part of the Northwestern family, but they come back, they're here for homecoming, that's one of their first observations. It's just how spectacular those 3 days can be. And I think that's something that oftentimes we don't pat ourselves on the back enough, because it does take the work of the entire community outside of the university and outside of that committee to make that weekend successful. Yes?
How many years has this been going on, David?
About 1953.
Yeah, I mean, the Cinderella, I think they said it's their 65th year, and I think homecoming itself is going on prior to that.
I was fixing to say, I had homecoming buttons earlier than 53.
Yeah, I think the pageant itself, and Bob Renault kind of got the pageant started back then, but homecoming as an event was happening prior to that. And if I went back and probably looked at Wayne Lane's history book, I could probably find it.
I think I've got some homecoming buttons in the 30s.
In the 30s, so that wouldn't surprise me
39.
at all. So, rich history and tradition, certainly. I think, if I remember right, there was maybe a couple of years they didn't have homecoming for maybe war reasons or different things that were going on, but it's grown from a, people were saying the other day, they can remember when the parade used to start on campus and head downtown versus starting down on the square. So there's been changes to homecoming itself over the years, but the heart of bringing those alums back is what's been part of that. Arden?
So Mark, you've had that button all these years?
No, I'm not that old.
Do you remember paying for it?
I was just gonna say, is it
I've just got 2 more payments and it's
alum
mine.
here?
Other questions, comments? Yeah.
Well, I was just curious about your extra security, what you have to discuss there.
Probably not as much as the FBI would, no. We do have both the police chief, Ben Orcutt, and Pat Hawley as part of our homecoming committee, and we've talked about some things to try to make the event safe. You think back a few years ago at Stillwater, the Winston Square car went astray and ran into a crowd and hurt some people. I mean, you try your best to keep things safe. We certainly have some measures on campus at the game that we look at for things that look suspicious or things that look out of place. So, you never want to take anything for granted, even though we have, I think, a very safe community. You always want to be mindful of what's going on. And I think the community, if you as you always hear, if you see something that looks suspicious, report it. Let the officials that can deal with it look into it. Good question. John Silver.
I'm still. It's just not going on.
2 and 3. East Central's 2 and 3.
Oh, thank you.
What are we, 1-4?
Yeah.
1 and 4.
Yeah. So like that 2 wins after this weekend.
Yeah.
We, our homecoming committee will have its last meeting this afternoon. We'll choose a date for next year. We've got a couple different dates we're looking at, so we'll always have little flyers that we'll have down for 1-10 up at the concession stand football game that will let you mark next year's date on the calendar as soon as we get that confirmed.
How do you determine that? What's the criteria?
Well, we rule out, when we look at something usually in the month of October, we avoid obviously fall break. We will look at, and there's 2 options that we have this year to look at. We try not to conflict with other events if we know what they are. This year we do have OU Texas. It is an early game, but that will take a few people away because of that event. Some years you just kind of avoid all those things. But we try to look at other things that we may already be locked in, and then depending on who's on the committee, of course, the Cinderella committee wants as many weeks as they can to get everything in. Student government's fairly inflexible; they can make it work whenever. So, lots of good discussion.
When is fall break?
17th, 18th, 19th, right in there somewhere.
This year, yeah. It's a week after homecoming.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you, David.